Hi, in this video we would like to demonstrate how to quickly install Nuvolaris in the cloud, using in this case Amazon Web Services. We will start by opening the site Nuvolaris.io, where you can find all installation instructions. In particular, let's take a look at this document, which explains how to install Nuvolaris using an EC2 instance in AWS, which is the fastest and most convenient approach. Browsing Nuvolaris site, you can also find tutorials on how to install it on Amazon Elastic Kubernetes Service, or AKS, in case you have an AWS managed Kubernetes cluster. In this video, though, we will start quickly by walking you through the tutorial on how to install Nuvolaris on a virtual machine for development. So let's open Amazon in another browser tab and let's log into the console. We are already in because we already have an account set up and we are logged. But in general, to use AWS, you have to register first and then log into your account. At this point, we can start following the instructions step by step. So for you to be able to follow easily, we will now open the two windows side by side so that we can follow what is going on easily. The first step in our step-by-step tutorial says we should create an SSH key. For installation, we will use Amazon Cloud Shell. We will now open another tab with Amazon Cloud Shell. And so to create an SSH key, we will copy the piece of code we have in the tutorial and execute it inside the shell. By doing this, we will have generated a new SSH key. We advise you to copy this piece of text, so this key that has been generated for you, and put it into your password manager or in safe place, because without it you won't be able to SSH again to your EC2 instance that we are about to create. And now that we have generated the key, we can proceed with launching the EC2 instance, the virtual machine itself. So to do this, we have to look for EC2 services in AWS services, and then actually go and set up and launch a new EC2 instance. So we click the Launch Instance button. And in our tutorial, you have step-by-step instructions explaining the parameters to set up the instance. First, we will name it Nuvolaris. Then we will select Ubuntu. This is important because the installation script that Nuvolaris uses is based on Ubuntu 20 and 22. We will leave 64-bit architecture unchanged. And then finally, we will select the instance type, which has to be at least T2 medium. So 4 gigabytes of memory and at least 2 CPUs, otherwise we will have performance issues. Now we select the key, and this is the SSH key we have created just before. The key is important, as we said before, because without it you won't be able to access your newly created virtual machine. At this point we have everything we need, but it's important to leave HTTP and HTTPS ports open because we will need them to access the server. Let's give it at least 30 gigabytes of disk space. And now we should be all set up. The only remaining thing to do is to actually click the Launch Instance button. And all of these steps are described in detail in the installation tutorial. So when the instance is launched, we can click and we will see that the instance is actually booting. This is why it is still in the pending state. So we have to wait for a while until the state becomes running. And now the instance is running, which means we can proceed. We will select the instance. And now we have to find out its public IP address. So this one, we will copy the IP into the clipboard. And now we continue scrolling down the instructions and consult the rest. It is now the moment to access the instance, so we will return to the shell and we should SSH to the instance. So we type SSH Ubuntu at, and then we paste the public IP of the machine that we have copied before. So we answer yes here. And we have now entered our virtual machine, so we can proceed with Nuvolaris installation by simply launching the script that will do all the work and install Nuvolaris. So we will just copy the script to the machine. And now we have to wait until the script does its work and installs Nuvolaris for you. It shouldn't take long, especially when it really starts installing Nuvolaris, it's blazingly fast. So now we are inside Nuvolaris installation. We are actually checking if everything is all right. Launching the action, and we are all set. Everything is done. So now here we have the command generated to connect to Nuvolaris. So we'll now copy it. Then we will open another terminal window and connect to the local instance where we already have Nuvolaris installed. We display the version, which is 2. And then we paste this command so we are able to access Kubernetes cluster. If we now type nuv-whisk action list, we can verify that the hello action has been created. That means everything is up and running and we can continue using Nuvolaris. And this is all for this session. Thank you for your attention and see you soon in one of our next videos.